In this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how I broke my neck, what happened, how I became a quadriplegic, and all the gruesome details. And if you want to hear the whole story of how I went through rehabilitation, how I managed emotionally, I went through a lot of anxiety and depression, I'll put the link to the full video at the end. But this is just a short video of exactly how I broke my neck, all the details. That's coming up. And being a surfer, the first thing I thought about was going surfing. So I drove from Brisbane to the Gold Coast to my favourite surf break called Duranbah or Duranbah, whatever you want to call it. I remember pulling up and the waves weren't that good. It was only about 2 to 3 foot, about 1 metre high, not the best day. But I was excited. So I got ready, I paddled out there and I caught a couple of waves. And then I remember sitting on my board and I saw this wave coming in. So I turned around and I paddled for this wave. And I can remember this wave just so vivid in my imagination right now. So I'm paddling for this wave. I remember looking left and looking right and wondering which way I should take the wave. So I remember looking left and go, wow, that looks really good. So I got to my feet and I was flying down the wave. I was cruising along the wave and then the whole wave was about to close out. So the whole wave was about to crash onto the beach. So what I did is as the wave was crashing, I popped up on top of the wave, floated along the top of the wave, and was going to drop back down. It's called a floater. It's a pretty cool maneuver. I really like doing it. But what happened was, as I popped up onto the wave and as the wave was crashing, I actually slipped off my board head first. And I was actually in the Superman position. So imagine my arms like this. It's like diving into a swimming pool, you could say. So what happened was, is in that diving position, I just hit the sand. You know, my hands hit the sand, my neck hit the sand. As soon as my neck hit the sand, I broke my neck and I was instantly paralyzed from here down. And I'm just getting a bit emotional as I'm telling this part, so I'm just going to take a second just to get my stuff together. Because it's, even nearly 22 years later, it's very traumatic. So just give me a second. I'll get there. So I hit the sand, broke my neck, instantly paralyzed from here down. Couldn't move a thing. And I'm floating in the water. And I'm floating in the water face down. And I'm thinking to myself, something's not right here. I knew I couldn't move and I couldn't lift myself out of the water. So I was freaking out. I just knew I was in really, really big trouble. And it got to the point where I'm laying here face down that I was running out of air and my lungs were burning. They were burning so much. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is it. I'm going to die. And I'm laying there, my lungs are burning and I'm like, I just can't hold on any longer. And I remember slowly letting go and just slowly blacking out when a wave rolled me over just enough to get my lips just outside of the water to take in a quick breath like this. And then back down again. And I'm back in the same situation again. Like, my lungs are burning, I'm running out of air. And, you know, they say that when you're drowning, your life flashes before your eyes. And from my experience, I think you know that you're drowning and you know that you got time before you die to actually reminisce on your life and think about your life. So that's what I did. I started thinking about my life and I thought about the people in my life and I thought how good my life was, and I tried to fight again. I was like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going to hold on as long as I could. And I was like fighting just to keep my mouth closed and just stop that water coming into my mouth. And then I just got to the point where I couldn't any longer. So I accepted that this is it. I'm going to drown and die right here. So I kind of let go, and just as I let go, a lone Japanese tourist that was walking down the beach grabbed me by the shoulders, pulled me out of the water. I was screaming at him. I was screaming. I was like, get me out of the water, get me out of the water. I was using worse words than that. He couldn't understand a word I was saying, but he understood that I was in a lot of trouble, and I am so grateful every day that man saved my life. He literally saved my life, right? So what happened was he grabbed me by the shoulders, pulled me out. I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm gasping for air. And my friend Carolyn, who's a really good surfer and also a nurse, she saw that what was going on, and another guy, they saw what was going on, so they raced over to me. And as soon as she came up to me, she knew that I had had a spinal injury. She knew that I'd broken my neck. So what she did is she held my head and my neck, got the young guy to hold my feet, and laying me on my back, floating me on my back, they used the waves to gently float me to the shore.